Welcome back, everybody, to the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise here on MLB The Show 20. As today we kick off the 2024 Fall Classic, as our Pirates are set to take on the Los Angeles Angels in the World Series. Last episode we had games 3 and 4 of the NLCS. We beat Washington in both of them, completing our NLCS sweep. We were led by dominant starting pitching performances. In Game 3, Santiago Osuna with 8 shutout innings. Kind of got sloppy in the 9th, but he was still really good. And then in Game 4, 8 shutout innings from Jordan Yamamoto. We didn't make the same mistake by keeping him in like we did with Osuna. So how are we going to win this World Series? Well, we do have Pablo Cairo back healthy, which is very good. We did play Cairo in Game 4 against the Nationals. Although he wasn't fully healthy, it wasn't a must-win game for us either, but we still played him, and he was really good. He went 3 for 4, reached base a total of 4 times by drawing a walk as well. He drove in a run, he scored a run, and he played well. But we need our guys who have not been playing well, like Oneil Cruz, to step up. We need some more big hits from guys like Francisco Mejia and Miguel Andujar. And then pitching-wise, we need the starting pitching to be consistent. Santiago Osuna's had a bad start. Medina's had a bad start. Jameson Taillon's had a bad start. We just need our starting pitching to be as consistent as our bullpen, because the bullpen in the postseason has been awesome. I think we've only allowed like 3 postseason runs. But, I mean, as long as guys like Medina and Taillon can step up, that would be huge. Those two are pitching the first 2 games of a World Series. Adonis Medina is getting the start today. We're only doing Game 1 today, by the way. Jameson Taillon starts Game 2. So hopefully those guys can pitch well. As of right now, the playoff MVP race is Benny Ling, Wander Franco, Josh Bell. They have been great. But now it's time to look at the opposing LA Angels. David Fletcher is currently first for the postseason MVP, although he does not start against DHs, which is relevant because we're a National League team. Looking at this Angels squad, it starts and ends with this man, Mike Trout, who's never gotten a postseason run in his MLB career until now. 32 years old, finally gets a chance to shine in the World Series. Anthony Rendon goes for ring number 2. He won one in his final season as a National. Still has a little bit of time left on his deal with the Angels. They've made a few big moves in this series, including acquiring Adley Rutschman from the Baltimore Orioles. They traded Joe Adell to get him in a blockbuster trade all the way back in Season 2. Rutschman's numbers aren't spectacular, but he's still one of the best catchers in the game. David Fletcher, we know you have to watch out for him, although it doesn't look like he's really going to start in Pittsburgh, which is odd. I guess only in LA when the Angels have their DH. Starting pitching, there are a few interesting names, including a couple former Pirates. The ace of this staff is Julio Urias, who was on our roster the last 2 years. He wasn't cutting it. We let him walk in free agency. He signs with the Angels, and boom, he magically becomes an ace once he leaves our team, of course. They also have Joe Musgrove, who they also signed in free agency, a longtime Pirate. We traded him entering Season 4 to the Mariners in exchange for Patrick Magana. That trade kind of blew up in the Mariners' faces. But Musgrove is still a really good player. They had a few other good pitchers, including a 35-year-old Chris Sale, who is still one of the more dominant pitchers in the game. Their bullpen, like ours, has been really good in the postseason, other than Jacob Barnes. But everybody else here, Middleton, Bedrejan, Rogers, Buttrey, Hildenberger, they've all been very good. So, got ourselves a battle of the bullpens here in this one. Let's end the anticipation and the wait, and let's get to Game 1 of the 2024 World Series. The Pittsburgh Pirates are back in the World Series for a second straight season as they are set to take on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Game 1 here at PNC Park. The Angels have not made or won a World Series since 2002. The Pirates, meanwhile, date back to 1979. That's the last time they've won a World Series championship, 45 years ago. However, they did make the World Series last year, losing in 6 to the Cleveland Indians. And the Pirates hope to get their vengeance and win a championship for the first time in nearly half a century. These were the 2 best teams in their respective conferences. The Angels finishing 99-63, the Pirates at 108-54, which ended up being the best record in baseball. Should be a fun one. Julio Urias warming up in the pen, his first game back in Pittsburgh since last year. So we take a look at both lineups. Regular starters here for both sides, except for no David Fletcher for the Indians. Again, I don't know why he's not starting over a guy like Martin Jeffers, who's hitting .222. Despite facing a lefty, Benny Lang is hitting cleanup today. I guess the Pirates really don't trust Oneil Cruz because he has not played well in the postseason. Let's get this one underway. Adonis Medina on the mound. The man who pretty much replaced Julio Urias last year in the rotation. Medina came out of nowhere, pitched really well, had another good year this year, but hopes to rebound after a shaky Game 5 performance in the NLDS against Milwaukee, even though Pittsburgh did win that game. Nice play there by Pablo Cairo for the first out of the game. Yes, this is real. We're in the World Series. Ben Gable now strikes out on the inside fastball. Nice pitch by Medina. And that'll bring up Mike Trout. 13 years of MLB service. Has not ever appeared in the World Series until now. As his first World Series at bat is a grounder to third. Benny Lang makes the play. A quick 1-2-3 inning of work for Adonis Medina. And that will bring us to the bottom of the first inning. Here comes Julio Urias, who's been busy. 3 postseason appearances. He's 1-0. He hasn't been great. 4.32 ERA, 1.2 whip. 10 walks is kind of a lot with 10 Ks and 10 hits. There's a lot of 10s there. Franco lost this one into center. Trout should be under it to make the play, but I mean, this is a really cool experience for young guys like Wander Franco and Pablo Cairo, who are only 22 and 20 years old respectively. Both of them have made the World Series in each of their first 2 seasons. There's Josh Bell going down looking. That will conclude the inning. A quick 1-2-3 frame from Urias, ending things off with a high up and away pitch on a full count, which Josh Bell just let sail by. Let's move to the top of the second now. 1 out for Alex Dickerson, and this one is crushed deep into right field, and it's gone. And the Angels are the first ones to score here in the 2024 Fall Classic, as it's Alex Dickerson, of all people, with the home run. And for the first time today, we have a base runner, but he won't stay on base because obviously this one went out of the ballpark. Dickerson knew that one was gone too. He goes for the bat flip, showing off some flair. Those are the first point, I guess, of the World Series. Here's Sheldon Deuce now with 2 outs. Going to hit a single into center field. I'm going to call him Sheldon Deuce. I don't know if I could say his last name on YouTube, so that's why we're going to call him that. Doesn't look like Deuce is going to score, as Adley Rutschman will ground out to short. Nice play by Oneil Cruz to get the out, but still a productive inning for the Angels as they are on the board with an Alex Dickerson home run, and they lead this game 1-0. Let's go to the bottom of the second now. Dylan Carlson is up at the plate. 2-2 pitch, hits this one nicely past the glove of the third baseman, but it's quickly retreated by the shortstop Martin Jeffers. When I grow up, I want to be just like this guy. I mean, he has a sick beard, he has a mullet, hitting leadoff for the American League champions. I mean, Martin Jeffers has it made. And he's certainly better than the Pirates shortstop right now, Oneil Cruz, with an ugly swing. And Oneil Cruz continues to have a very underwhelming postseason. Cruz was incredible this season in the regular season, but just has not come up clutch at all in the playoffs. Top of the third, a late hit here with 2 outs. That's Ben Gamel with the single into center field. And you know who that brings up? The big man, Mike Trout. Full count pitch. He grounds this one to short. Oneil Cruz with the play. Pretty quiet start for Trout here in his first World Series game, as it will remain 1-0 headed into the bottom of the third. Francisco Mejia going to lead things off. The count is 1-2. The pitch from Urias, and it's weakly hit. Mejia might have himself an infield single. What a play, though, by Julio Urias, quickly turning around, making the throw. Incredible reflexes there from Julio. Miguel Andujar gets fooled on the slider. That one broke way down low. 3 strikeouts today for Julio Urias. He's not going to make it 4, but Adonis Medina will ground out to end the inning. So 3 perfect innings from Julio Urias in his first game against his old team. Nothing short of dominance for the former Pirate, as he tries to get revenge on the team that let him walk in the offseason. Top of the fourth, 1 out for Dickerson. He went deep in his last at bat. This time he just lines out to short. Good play by Oneil Cruz to quickly make the play. 2 away now for Dom Smith, the former Met. He's shopping cap into left center. Carlson plays it poorly, and it should go for extra bases because of that. 2 out double for Dom Smith. And the Angels now have themselves a runner in scoring position and an opportunity to give themselves a comfortable lead fairly early into this game. Here is Sheldon Deuce now, going to hit this one into center field. Cairo gets to it. That one almost reached full warning track, but doesn't quite have the distance to do any damage. The score will remain 1-0. A pretty good game today from Adonis Medina thus far. He is pitching well, but I mean, Julio Urias has been dominant, and I think that has certainly overshadowed what Medina has done. 2-2 count in the air for Josh Bell with 2 outs. He lines this one to third, and the play is made by Rendon to end the inning. 4 perfect innings from Julio Urias as he continues to dominate. Nothing short of dominance. Top of the 5th now, 1-2 for Rutschman, the switch hitter. And he's going to go down swinging on the outside changeup. Nice pitch by Medina. Julio Urias now up 2-1, and this one will fall into right for a base hit. So Julio Urias in 2 at-bats has more base hits today than the entire Pirates lineup does in 12 at-bats. And this Pittsburgh Pirate lineup is not full of slouches, so shout out to Urias. Here is Jeffers now, 3-1 pitch, and this one is bobbled by O'Neal Cruz. He tried to turn a double play, but couldn't field it correctly, and both runners are safe, so a potential costly error there from O'Neal Cruz. Ben Gamel's now up. He grounds it to Cruz, who does field it in time. He actually kind of made a bad throw to second, but Wander Franco was able to make a nice play, and the Pirates are able to turn 2 after all, so it appears that the O'Neal Cruz error proves to not make a huge difference, and the Pirates put an error on the scorecard before a hit or a run. That's kind of embarrassing, but Pittsburgh still has 5 innings to avoid a perfect game. 1 out here for Dylan Carlson. This one is mashed deep into left center field, and has a chance at the track of a wall. It's gone, and this game is tied up. Dylan Carlson with a solo shot, 417 feet. The perfect game is over. The no-hitter is over, and the shutout is over, and the Pirates are on the board. It took them 4.5 innings to generate anything on offense, but I guess better now than never, and Pittsburgh will knot this one up at 1. Carlson got a pitch he liked and crushed it. Shout out to Dylan Carlson. He's played well lately. He struggled early in the NLDS. I think it took him like 4 games to just get on base, but I mean, as of late, he has been playing quite well. Mejia hits this one nicely into right. The Pirates have not had a lot of nicely hit balls, that's what she said, but it is caught by the right fielder, but still a good inning for the Pirates as they do finally get on the scoreboard thanks to a solo shot by Dylan Carlson. And with 4 innings of regulation to go, this game is tied up at 1. Mike Trout going to lead things off in the 6th, and the Angels are going to try to take their lead right back. This one nearing the wall, and it is caught. Pablo Cairo makes a nice play, and Mike Trout nearly had enough to get that one over the fence, but was not quite able to. Anthony Rendon now 1-1 pitch. This one will drop for a hit. Shopping gap in the right center. That one will go for extra bases. And I will say the Angels are getting runners on base. They're just not capitalizing. The Pirates, meanwhile, aren't getting anybody on base. So I guess that goes to the Angels' favor. They're at least having opportunities to make plays. They're just not making them. And you think at least 1 point later in this game, when they have a runner on, they will capitalize. Dickerson with 1 away. Grounds this one to Cruz. Play to first is in time, but Rendon is safe at third. And the LA Angels now have themselves a runner 90 feet away from home. That'll bring up Dominic Smith, the 3-2. It's a low fastball for ball 4. He will gladly take the walk. And now there are runners on the corners. The full count pitch for Sheldon Deuce. This one goes into right, and it's caught. Josh Bell with a very nice defensive play, tumbling afterwards. I think he's kind of being a drama queen there. I don't think he needs the extracurricular activity, but still a nice catch by Josh Bell. I can't criticize him too much. Score remains tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Let's see if the Pirates can get some more damage on the scoreboard, as it's the pinch hitter, Brian Hayes, striking out. This means that Adonis Medina's day is done, by the way, so just keep that in mind. Pablo Cairo now up the 2-2, and he's going to go down on the changeup. Julio Urias is just getting these guys on these low pitches, as Urias now 6 innings in, and there appears to be no signs of stopping him. Let's move to the top of the 7th. Caleb Ferguson enters for the Pirates. Ferguson's last appearance was Game 5 of the NLDS against the Brewers. 3 shutout innings where he did not allow a single base runner. And without his efforts, Pirates probably don't win that game, and that would imply that they're eliminated. Rutschman starts feeding off with a walk, so the Angels have themselves a base runner. Julio Urias now successfully completes the sacrifice bunt, one of the better bunting pitchers in baseball, as the Angels now themselves a runner in scoring position. Martin Jeffers, the 3-1, he draws a walk on the inside changeup, and the Angels now have 2 runners on and 1 out for Ben Gamel, the 3-1, and he's going to draw a walk. 3 walks in this inning for Caleb Ferguson, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for the best player in baseball, Mike Trout, and he will strike out. This was Mike Trout's potential aha moment in his career, and he does not capitalize. Neither does Anthony Rendon. Flies this one out to right. So the Angels had the bases loaded with 3 walks in this inning, but their 2 best players, Trout and Rendon, unable to capitalize, and the score will remain tied at 1. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, you'd think that the Pirates would eventually really start to get this offense going. 1 away here for Josh Bell. He lines this one nicely into left, and it will drop for a hit. So for the first time today, the Pirates actually have a human on base. Their only other base runner was Dylan Carlson, but that was a home run. He was never actually on base. So now Pittsburgh has a base runner, and the Angels are going to take out Urias. I don't get this call at all. He's pitched so well today. This is like some Kevin Cash, Blake Snell type stuff. Kenyon Middleton will enter for the Angels. He has been very good in the postseason, to his credit, but I think it's a little bit too early to take Urias out of the game. Here is Benny Lane, grounds this one to Smith, over to Jeffers, back to Smith, and the Angels outsmart everybody by turning the double play. Again, I don't know why they took Urias out so early, but hey, I guess it worked out. I guess that's why I'm not a Major League manager. Top of the 8th now, Ken Giles will enter for the Pirates. He's done well thus far in the postseason. Alex Dickerson, the 3-2, he draws a walk. It seems like there's no control at the moment from this bullpen. Already 4 walks from Giles and Ferguson combined. Alex McKenna will enter the game for the Angels as a pinch runner. Count is 2-2 for Dom Smith. He goes down on the fastball. Big out there for Giles, as the Pirates needed to get an early out, and they did. McKenna stealing second. The throw from Mejia is in time. Part-time ball player, full-time sniper. What a throw by Francisco Mejia, gunning down the runner. And instead of having a runner on base with 1 out, now there's nobody on with 2 outs, and a much worse situation for Sheldon Deuce, who will ground this one to first, and Duhar will tag him. So the Angels unable to get a whole lot going there in the top of the 8th, and the score will remain tied at 1. Which of these offenses is going to score first? Will it be the Pirates? Will it be the Angels? Will this game go into extra innings? Let's find out. Dylan Carlson leading us off in the bottom of the 8th. Carlson went deep earlier today. This one has a chance into straightaway center, and it is caught at the wall by Mike Trout for the first out of the inning. Dylan Carlson had 2 home runs today. That would be just some historic World Series performance, especially considering he's the only one who has driven in a run today. It appears the Angels will escape this inning pretty easily, as Mejia with a weak grounder to first. Very nice performance out of a bullpen for Kenyon Middleton. I didn't understand why the Angels put him in so early to replace Urias, but he made me bite my words. Top of the 9th, 1 out for Austin Wynns. He strikes out. Giles still in the game, by the way. Martin Jeffers now grounds this one to short. O'Neill Cruz, the throw to first is in time, but barely, but he still got the out. And now entering the bottom of the 9th, it remains tied at 1. Can the Pirates walk it off, or will we be taking this game to extra innings? Let's find out. The Angels making another pitching change as Jacob Barnes enters. I don't really know why Barnes, of all people's, in, as ERA is at 7.36 in the postseason, and the rest of their bullpen has been really good, so I don't really understand this call very much by the Angels, but I didn't understand putting Middleton in so early, and I was wrong. Miguel Andujar going to lead things off with a single, just the 3rd hit today by the Pirates, and the game-winning run is on base. This is the spark that the Pirates potentially could use. Now they're going to bring in a pinch hitter. It's the second baseman, Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez won the World Series last year as a member of the Indians against Pittsburgh. Now he's going to try to win a ring with the Pirates. Here is the 2-2 pitch for Cesar Hernandez, and this one is lined into right for a hit. The Pirates had the same amount of hits in these past 2 at-bats that they've gotten in the first 8 innings of the game, which is kind of odd, kind of sad. 2-1, nobody out now for Pablo Caira. The 3-1 singles it into right, and the third base coach will keep Andujar at third. If there was 2 outs or even 1 out, I imagine Pittsburgh would have sent him home, but they decided to play it safe. It would have been too close of a call at the plate. And all Pittsburgh needs to do with this next at-bat is put the ball in play. And with Wander Franco up, he's very good at that. Franco does not strike out often, so he's the guy you want up in this situation. 2-1, hits it into center. This should end the game. It's caught by Trout, and Andujar headed home, and the throw is off the mark. A walk-off sacrifice fly, and the Pirates win Game 1 of the World Series. A pitcher's duel that came down to the final play, but it's the Pirates who win it by the final score of 2-1. A huge sacrifice fly at the end of the game by Wander Franco, and he knew that was the game winner once it hit his bat. Just look at his reaction. He's super excited, and I don't blame him. All he had to do, as I said, was put it in play, and the game effectively ends. Bad throw there by Trout. Not a great performance today by Mike Trout. And Pittsburgh with an emotional Game 1 victory. They're going to give player of the game to Dylan Carlson, which I do not get in the slightest. Adonis Medina pitched 6 innings, only allowing 1 run. And if it weren't for his great pitching performance, we would have lost the game. I understand Carlson had the big home run in the 5th inning, but he didn't do much other than that. So, I mean, Carlson had the big play, but I do kind of think Adonis Medina was robbed a little bit of that player of the game. Let's take a look at the box score. There is not a lot of offense today. 6 hits, 5 walks for the Angels, though. They had guys on base, they just couldn't score them in. The only run from the Angels was a solo home run by Alex Dickerson in the 2nd inning. The pitching was outstanding. Julio Urias with an incredible performance. Kenyon Middleton played well, but Jacob Barnes was the one who lost in the game. The Pirates' offense was absolutely terrible. We did get 5 hits, but 3 of them were in the 9th inning. We had 2 hits in the first 8 innings. That's unacceptable. If it weren't for our pitching performance, we would have certainly lost this game. But you know what? At the end of the day, a win's a win, and you can't really complain too much. Adonis Medina was great. Caleb Ferguson was very good. He allowed 4 walks. I don't think that's right. I think he only allowed 3. Are they counting the sacrifice bunt as a walk? I don't know if anyone is allowed 4 walks in 1 inning and not allowed a run. So Caleb Ferguson probably makes history, but that's a little bit weird. Nonetheless, a win's a win, an ugly win, albeit, but in the World Series in a best of 7, you take any win you can get. So that'll end today's episode. Next time, we got games 2 and 3. Jamison Tyon, Joey Lucchesi on the mound for us. Should be a fun one. Hope you guys are ready. I'm out. Peace.